manager being here at the winter meetings. It's almost like a kid in a candy store. You want to come and you hear the rumor. We could use him. I could bat him seventh if I could put it. And you've got to keep your poise, and you know that your general manager, who's been very aggressive and will probably continue to be, but not get too far ahead of yourself. How often do you have to talk to your general manager on a day in, day out basis? How much do you have to try and say, all right, I can't ask for everything?
Well, the first thing, the hardest thing for a manager here is to keep his mouth shut, in a sense, because there's so much sensitive material out there, and anything you could say could jeopardize a trade, and that's the last thing you want to do. And especially as aggressive as Jack is, I know he's out there talking with several teams right now, and that's exciting. But I think for us, the managing side of it, it's tough because a lot of times you don't know the whole pie. A general manager asks you about a certain player, and I think the best thing you could do is talk about the makeup of that player. You could talk about how he might fit in your club and give him an assessment in that aspect.
The Mariners have gotten rid of a lot of payroll in these last couple of years, something that now you can come into these meetings and not – if you looked at Seattle after the 100-loss season, you say, okay, they got to rebuild. And last year you had a lot of young pitchers. They came. You got a couple in trades, Ian Snell and French. The offense was still a little struggling a little bit. Now you had Figgins. Now all of a sudden, instead of coming in from the last year's season, but you're coming into the 2010 season, you're a contender all of a sudden. Now you have a lot of money. You can come in and maybe shore up another pitcher or add another bat, and all of a sudden with Anaheim losing some of their guys, I mean, we're talking like Ron Washington. All of a sudden now it's an open division again.
Well, yeah, I think you're going to have to look at what Anaheim does up to spring training. But as far as us, I think that it's twofold. I just met with the media a little while ago and talked about the fact that I think the value that we had last year is, number one, is we gained some valuable experience with a lot of young players, whether it be pitchers or whether it be having guys like Franklin Gutierrez establish themselves as legitimate players. But in the same note, I think we're still a ways away with not signing a Russell Branyan back yet. So there's some holes out there that we're still juggling. As far as the money issue, I think you're always going to look at trying to build your organization regardless of what situation you're in for the long term. And I know that's Jack's commitment to the fans and to the ownership and to our ball club, that we're just going to try to continue to get better every day.